Welcome in, everybody.
Yeah, welcome in.
It was a mute.
Did you guys hear anything from the intro?
I didn't hear it. It was gonna. It's kind of like
It was mute.
yeah,
We
it was
might want to
mute.
re-rack that.
Yeah,
All right, forget we just came on. Re-rack it, Hense. Let's go. Get this thing started on the right foot.
hey, where's that man in black pen?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I did not. I don't know how he got muted up, but hey, well, we here live, guys. I hope you guys can hear us. Me on where that came from, but
Look at the funky headsets, man. You think I didn't pay attention to that? Nah, them were funky. But I like them. I like them. Headsets is live. I like those, man.
Those came straight from Jay-Z's closet.
from Jay-Z's collection.
Oh man, but we got a lot of news. Eric Bieniemy supposed to be speaking today.
Right.
So if you guys heard that, also we're going to be talking about loose red dots. I know some people are looking for Chiefs who. Also,
no, they're not. It's the off season game. Come on.
What do you say? It's the off season game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, other than that, man, how you guys doing today? We missing Nick today.
All right. For those of you wondering, this is Chiefs Blitz. This is the podcast. We decided against the music today for some reason, but I hope everybody is in good shape. I think we're good. I think it is prime. What is it? Talent evaluation part of our season, since the Chiefs again are on a bye. And will continue to be, I guess, until September. I'm told. I don't know. I still don't understand why they're not playing. But anyway, yeah, it's all about the draft, free agency coming up now, and you're going to hear a lot, and we're going to be right in the middle of it.
There you have it, guys. Nice introduction, Lou. Appreciate it. Let's get right to it. Let's get into it, man.
Let's run it back to see if you guys can hear it now. Let's see. Nope. I don't know what's going on.
Evidently, there's a ghost in the machine, and it just doesn't want to hear the music. Maybe that's a telltale. Maybe we need to make another change. Maybe the music lasts a little bit longer, so there's not that dead period in between. But thank you once again for joining us on Chiefs Blitz. As you can see, I'm Lou Montagna. We got Hense Todd and the coach, Andre Tillman. Nick is in absentia today, but he'll be back Friday, hopefully, and we'll be all good. But
there you have it.
Yeah, it's another good day to be a Chiefs fan. Like Hense said, I believe Eric Bieniemy will be addressing the press at top of the hour, I believe, 2 Eastern.
2:30.
2 Central, sorry.
Yep.
So anyway, we'll get on with our bit, and we can see what EB has to say. But trust me, you'll hear some sentences like, we're going to make sure that we bring belt to ass back to Kansas City. I think that's going to be the theme of his talk. But
that's right.
Anyway, our sponsor, as always, is Underdog Fantasy Sports. We still have that promotion running where you play 5 and you get 100 in bonus bets. There's probably a certain amount of time that you have to use that $100 in bonus bets. You can't take the $100. You have to bet it, again, if you're new to this. But it's a very easy game to play. You play higher or lower. You pick players. You can pick teams. You can pick all sorts of different things, different sports. So there's plenty of basketball that you can get in on right now. And football season is still going. You do have the Super Bowl, so there'll be plenty of opportunities there, all sorts of prop bets. So get in on it.
Yeah. So in other news, let's get right into some news that I seen earlier. I think it was yesterday about Bill Belichick. What you think about that, Lou?
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't know how that information gets out. It's supposed to be like a secret ballot, but evidently there's a report out there that Bill did not get voted in his first year of eligibility into the Hall of Fame. Per Adam Schefter, is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Per Seth Wickersham and Don Van Natta Jr., I believe is his name. So these are two ESPN investigative reporters. Great stuff. Guys have great reputations, but he fell short of the 40 out of 50 needed for induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility. When you look at situations where you believe this is a no-brainer, and then you hear facts to the other one, to the contrary, you just kind of scratch your head like, what are we doing here? I mean, it's just doesn't make any sense. And I think for the first time in almost forever, that the universal opinion on the socials is that this is BS. I mean, if there is a no-brainer or first ballot should be unanimous, should be this guy. Even Patrick.
100%, Luke. 100%. He should have been first ballot all day. He should have been the first ballot. I don't understand who's voting. I don't get it. But he
are we like on radio here? So
that's what it sounds like, don't it?
Can you turn your rate? Can you, whoever's out there has their radio on, turn it off?
Man,
I ain't got no radio on.
Go ahead, Coach.
Is it me?
Yeah, I mean,
there's
like a delay, and then we hear it again.
It is. No, but honestly, going back to that, I'm gonna say this. No, it is a robbery. Like Belichick should be first ballot Hall of Fame. Just look at his resume. Look at his resume with New England. Look what he accomplished. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a no-brainer, but that's how it goes, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, again, to me, just the amazing thing is that that's leaked. You're not supposed to find out until NFL honors, and they call the finalists that got voted in on stage. So it's all kind of weird. One, the fact that if it is true, how that can be. And then two, why is it leaked?
Why is it leaked?
It just all sounds so strange. And but yeah, I mean, the universal opinion, anybody that's watched the NFL over the last 25 years or 30 years, whatever, that he's been in the league, that you can say whatever you want about Spygate and some of these other things.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, there's no other coach. I mean, they were talking about maybe renaming the trophy after him instead of Vince Lombardi, which it probably would never happen, but he's got 6 rings as a head coach. There's a few guys, there's a couple of guys that have 3. I think Chuck Noll has 4 from the Steelers back in the day.
Yeah.
But and then he's got the assistant coach with the Giants. I think he won 1 or 2. So it's really not even worth going through everybody knows the resume. Everybody knows it's bullshit. So I don't know if it's somebody within the voters or the
it's not echoing no more. You good?
Whether they're media people or whatever, trying to make him pay for some of the misdeeds or whatever it is. So yeah, Bill Polian's a name that's been thrown around, but evidently, I mean, he spoke to somebody on the record and claims that he voted for Bill and whatever. So it's just none of this stuff usually hits the press. I mean,
why would you take him off though? You know what I'm saying? Like John said, Bill Polian's an asshole. You know what I'm saying? The same guy that worked to keep Terrell Owens out of the Hall of Fame. Like, but what did Bill Belichick do?
He was 95% sure, I think.
Yeah, that's right. There it is. But it's crazy to me. Like, doing to his resume what he accomplished, Bill Belichick, he's not first ballot. There's no other coach that's better than Bill Belichick. Doesn't have the same resume. So it's shocking. It is. Dame said shit. He shouldn't have cheated. Dame, everybody cheat. Dame.
So we'll see. I mean, now again, you can go into the conspiracy of all this because I think Mr.
Maybe
Kraft,
it was a young female. They was jealous. They couldn't get the young. Hey, they couldn't get what Bill Belichick got.
Maybe the young female is his granddaughter or something. Maybe.
Okay, well, the conspiracy theorists would say that, and some might say that Robert Kraft is up for the Hall of Fame this year too, and that it might be awkward if they went in together in the same class. That's one thing. There's all sorts of things that you can draw from this, but any way you slice it, it doesn't make any sense. It's just, I don't know, man. It's almost like the Hall of Fame is. I mean, even like the baseball Hall of Fame.
It's tainted. It's not like, I don't know, Louis. It's not as authentic as it should be. You know what I'm saying? It's politics.
I don't know.
Man.
It's just it was a very strange story, and it's kind of taken the Super Bowl off the front page. It's taken like these new coaches getting hired off the front page. Now it's all about.
I thought to get in the Hall of Fame, you got to be a game changer.
Everybody that has a voice or a platform is coming out saying that this is bullshit. So I don't think there's really any way you can look at it seriously. Yeah. I mean, I just don't get it.
Because there's nobody better than Bill. But that's how the NFL's.
It doesn't have anything to do with the NFL. It's 50 voters, and that's it. I mean, it wasn't just like one person decided, I'm not voting for him. At least 11
controls the narrative.
Well, it's not a matter of controlling the narrative; they're votes. So, are there 11? Which 11 people decided? Nope, not doing it.
That's what I'm saying. What person
not in there
controlled it?
There has to be 11. Right,
Lou, it gotta be an alpha dog in there, Lou.
Well, yeah,
and hell with Belichick.
John brings up Polian, and I guess he's the first one that it would make sense. But the guy's well into his 80s. Is he still holding a grudge? And even if he is, he's got to like twist 10 other arms. I mean, that just sounds So I don't know. Maybe it was him. Maybe he's still pissed off that he couldn't get over. It took so long for them to get over the hump.
Right. So, my thoughts on it. Like, my thoughts on it, like Patrick Mahomes, like it's unbelievable. Like, how can you, a guy that got that many rings, that many accolades, and that much achievement with one team, and also, one of the best defensive coordinators in NFL history. And then, had the balls to get a quarterback in the 7th round and turn into Tom Brady, who he is. And it's got to be some kind of grudge.
He dated a young princess, man. That's what it was.
It's got to be a grudge factor there, Lou. It's got to be a grudge factor. Like, okay,
if it's true, which we gotta believe it is. I mean, those guys are really respected journalists. I mean, they've written. I mean, Wickersham's written several books about the Patriots dynasty, others, really other, I guess, high profile figures, and he really digs in. So I gotta believe it is true, and it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, again,
Deion Sanders made it in. And we know how controversial Deion Sanders was.
Well, I don't know if Prime did he ever, I don't know if he broke any rules or anything.
Prime's attitude was something else. So Prime had, Prime was Prime now. But what I'm saying is that the character of Prime gets in, but we got Belichick on the other hand, like a respected head coach, probably the best head coach.
Yeah.
Not first ballot. Something ain't right.
Yeah.
Something ain't right with that.
Deion always talks about that upper room at the Hall of Fame, which is basically first ballot guys and just no brainers. Belichick's going to be the coach of that crew, right? So, I mean, he's going to get in eventually. This is just stupid, and somebody just trying to like show off that they have some power, because I'm sure that the people that actually like run the Hall of Fame, are probably thinking like, who are these people that we have voting? I mean, what's happening here?
Exactly.
They say he fell 40 out of 50. So,
well, you need 40 out of 50 to get in. So he at least 11 people voted against. Which again, you can say what you will about Polian and whatever his grudge is, but then now he has to talk 10 other people into holding the same grudge. I don't know if I buy that.
Man, somebody don't like Bill Belichick, man, because they got a hot young thing with him. They mad because they can't get it like Bill can.
Okay, well, that may all come out later, but we're not gonna solve it. We're not gonna solve it today. We've given our opinions. We don't have to retrace the resume. Everybody knows it backwards and forwards.
So Luke, what do you have for your red dots today?
Okay, that's right, gang. It is Wednesday. We're starting a new tradition here. Last week was the first week for the red dot player. The red dot player is going to be somebody that's a little off the beaten path, and somebody that you are on your board going to put the little red dot next to his name saying that, hey, day 2, day 3, whatever it takes, let's get this guy. And last week it was wide receiver from Georgia State, Ted Hurst.
Yeah.
And he's been catching a lot of buzz, if you will, just 2 days into the Senior Bowl, whether it was at the weigh-ins. And that's what really impressed me, is that he was listed coming into the season at like $185. He weighed in at 207, which at 6'3", that is, now you're really talking a frame. He's been timed at a laser speed of 4.5. And again, just from sitting on the couch and watching some of the practice, he made a play in the end zone that just looks like that's what you expect him to do.
Exactly.
Makes this one-handed catch, contested catch in the end zone on a deep shot. But again, from the couch, the rest of the practice, you could see that he was getting open pretty regularly. So that was last week. This week's red dot, another Senior Bowl guy, is Kyle Lewis. He's could be a hybrid in the NFL, kind of a linebacker, defensive back. He reminds me a little bit of Jeffrey Bassa for the Chiefs, right? He's 6'1", 2.25. So is the team that drafts him going to want to beef him up a little bit so he can play like nickel linebacker, play weak side linebacker, and actually be a starter because he's kind of a sideline to sideline guy? Or do you want him to maybe even trim down a little bit and play like a box safety position or even free safety because he's got that kind of skills? He's first team All-American 2 years ago for Pitt. And around the campus, around the facility, known as a film junkie, really good coverage skills. So that's why I kind of liken him to Jeff Bassa. Great hands. Yeah. Had 7 sacks in his career, so he can blitz. So this really sounds like a Spags type guy, and I think that's what kind of frustrated us during the year with Jeffrey Bassa, why he just seems like he is a Spags type guy. So why isn't he playing more? But again, the frame lacks a little thickness. We'll have to hold up against an NFL O lineman if he's playing linebacker or having to defend the run. So he's not going to be ready frame-wise right off the bat. So it might be a year or two in an NFL training room and just kind of adding some bulk. Does get knocked off his feet a little bit again with larger O linemen, and it will be scheme dependent at the beginning.
Yeah.
At very least, he's going to be a demon on special teams. And within a year or two, I think he'll be a starting weak side linebacker for just about any scheme. So I think Kyle Lewis from Pitt, check him out this week. He'll be at the Senior Bowl. He's there now. Saw him a little bit running around a little bit yesterday, but I like this guy.
So the thing I got out of that, Lou, is film study, film junkie. And that's the biggest takeaway I get from any of these guys coming out of college is how dedicated you are to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like when I hear film study, that speaks volumes to me. That means you were a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? That right there tells me a whole lot. Everything else is going on. Everything's going to follow through. But when I hear film study, that shows me the character of this young man. Like he wanted to be good. He wanted to be one of the best. So right there by itself, that right there, film study right there, that sold it for me. That's got to look at.
And that goes to also being a tweener. You probably have to be ahead of the game to go ahead and make those kind of moves, be on time or even early on certain things. So, and that comes with film study. But yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, man, I love that. Love that. Oh boy.
My God, Hense, what is going on in your building?
Is the word?
Switching headsets. Went to Jay-Z's other package.
Come on, Lou. He has switched cars. Cars, man.
He's just flexing on us left and right. Like he's
Lou,
got it like that. Jay-Z dropping all the new merch on him.
Shut up! Drop the new merch.
I think I'll try those headsets. I think that's what kind of threw the sound off. It was kind of pouring both of them. Speaking of the kid from Pitt, man, I like the kid. He reminds me of Willie Gay. Would you have to say that as well? I know you said boxer.
Yeah, kind of lean sideline to sideline. That could be a good comp.
When I watched him play, and also in the Senior Bowl as well. Speaking of the Senior Bowl, Xavier Young. You kind of seeing him coming up.
Okay, we're taking a left turn now. Hence, we're gonna. Every segment turns into a gold jacket thing.
What'd you say, Lou? Hey, slowly, Louis, slowly. He took your
every second. Yeah, that Kyle Lewis. Yeah, he's pretty cool though. But here's the gold jacket guy.
Gold jacket guy. You know what the gold jacket guy? Xavier Young to me really stood out. I'm like, we're talking about my man Lewis. He said, "What? Xavier Young."
I was trying to think. What I was saying.
Whatever, Kyle.
What I was saying, like this kid is he reminds me of Willie Gay. Like these are guys. I was going to say like Xavier Young and those guys. You got to watch these guys. A lot of people. He could be sneaking into the second round. You know what I mean? The way he plays, the style he plays, the linebacker. Because you got a handful of linebackers that's coming out.
Zion for sure. Zion. I mean, more of an edge rusher. You could see him, sneak into the bottom of the first, even mid first, depending on how things go during the draft process. But I don't. Kyle as well as he plays now. I don't think it's really going to change. He might move up a little bit, or perceived moved up. The scouts may love him, and he already may be like a second or third round pick. But I just because of the fact that you're going to need maybe a year or two to get his body the way you need it to be, that you're not going to use a first or second round pick on that. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. I mean, tell us more about these gold jackets. I've never even heard of that term. I mean, that just seems like some like whack job from Pennsylvania might just make up on the fly.
What I was saying about Xavier, man.
Zion. From
all I got to do is remember Dre's son's name. Zion.
Okay. Yeah.
So Zion Young, man, he's out there turning heads, man. And I feel like a lot of people, argue with us on X. A lot of people said that Dre was crazy about his draft board, about drafting a 25-year-old in a first round. But Mal Kiper got him going in the first round as well. You know what I mean? So if like Dre said something earlier when I was on the phone with him, Lou, what do you evaluate if you're looking at these type of guys, or looking at your Xavier Youngs or the guys that's going? What makes you not take a guy like who Drake took in the first round? What makes you not take a guy like that, even though he's showing the production?
So basically, the question is how do you know when a guy's a first round guy? How do you know that? I don't know that the argument is against him as a first rounder. I just think they took issue with taking Mesidor at number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Because the perception is, and I still believe that Ruben Bain is the better edge rusher from that team.
Right.
And the fact Mesidor, again, he is a little bit older. So again, you got to factor that in when you're building your team, that perhaps this guy, when he gets to his second contract, he's going to be like, if you take him in the first round, he might be 30 years old going into his second contract. So do you really, look to see, am I going to extend a guy 5 years being 29 or 30 years old?
That's thing.
You may not take him as high. Now, as far as a first round play, I mean, everybody's going to have their different things that they look at. And I'm no talent, like professional talent evaluator. I did work for a site that was called NFL Draft Blitz, and we talked to a lot of prospects, talked to a lot of agents, talked to a lot of, well, not a lot, but 1 or 2 GMs back in the day. So you hear different things and so on, but typically, I mean, you kind of know it when you see it. But to me, it depends on the position. And I think we've had this conversation before, Coach. If you're looking at like an edge player, it's all about the get off. It's all about the bend, the flank, the flexion in the ankles. I mean, you see something like some of these guys in the NFL that are good edge rushers, they're almost at like a 45-degree angle when they're going around the edge. Yeah. And you got like a 6'7" offensive lineman that's not nearly the athlete. If you can bend and have that speed, you're going to beat that guy fairly regularly. Exactly. And then you want to see, what kind of moves they have, what kind of punch do they have, can they finish, all those different things. And then as you're looking at the rest of the guys in that group, in that particular draft, you try to rank them and stack them. And if you believe that this guy is ranked ahead of him, you want to go with that dude. So, every draft is different, and you can the only measure that you have against previous drafts is if you give them a number grade, right? If you do like 1 to 100, you can and you have a pretty consistent way of evaluating people and stacking them. That's the only time you really compare guys. Like, hey, when he was coming out, I had him as a 95. This guy right now, I have him as like a 92, and he's the top edge rusher in this class. Right. Now, that guy that you had at 95, if he's an all-pro player now, well, hey, you had him rated properly. And this guy is not nearly as good at this guy at this stage of their development. So there's a lot of things that go into it, but I would say every position has different things that you look at. And from an edge, it is the get off.
It's the get off
is number one for me.
Like, I agree, Lou. Like, looking at, because I think I sent it to y'all in our little group, in a little group chat. Navy's guy Landon Robinson reminds me of a little bit of Aaron Donald, right? Because he's short, he got low center of gravity, and he got a fast get off, especially playing being an interior lineman, defensive lineman. I seen this man really like get between the tackles. You know what I'm saying? I seen this man like really like push the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are guys to me. Was
he at the Shrine Bowl?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Okay. That's I think I saw some posts about him.
Yeah.
You don't see too many from the service academies in these games.
So you don't.
That really speaks to the type of player.
And Lou, quick, Lou, and I told him this too. Some guys from these lower schools, they standouts though. Some of these guys are standouts are probably 5-star guys, but they just couldn't get to the big, to the SEC. But for me, looking at that type of guy, those are guys that I look at because I know what everybody else choose to pick, from the SEC and the ACCs. I go to like more of an underdog situation for me. I look at like, let me go to somebody that and nobody talking about, right? I'm gonna go to another school, like I'm gonna go somewhere, like I'm just throwing some out there, like Navy, like again, Navy or the San Diego Aztecs or something like that. Yeah. And you be like, oh, this guy's a stud. Right. Why nobody talking about this guy right here, right?
The difficult thing with that sometimes is, apples to apples and, who they're playing. So you try to see, hey, what was the best offensive lineman that this kid played against? Let's go check out, that film and see how he did there. Right. Or when he gets into these situations like a Senior Bowl or Shrine Game or some of these other college all-star bowls, lower level, but still they're in them. Harold brought up a good point on Monday, right? And it makes a lot of sense because a lot of the smaller school guys now get plucked because they go in the transfer portal. And that's how a lot of these major programs kind of fill in their rosters. Is they'll get maybe the guys playing at a small, like the MAC or Mountain West, just a small, not a Power 4 conference, but the guys kicking ass or playing FCS, and now all of a sudden they're playing a year or two at Big Ten school, at SEC school, right, or ACC. So again, there's still going to be some of those guys, but it's a little bit smaller because they're getting plucked by the big schools.
When you just say plucked, that's big too, because they do.
Well, they're going in the portal. It's not like they're getting stolen away. I mean, these guys want to play at a bigger school.
They want to be seen,
right?
They want to be seen
against better competition, so there isn't that question. Hey, I can go against the big boys.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, this is just off the couch guys that stood out to me yesterday. Yeah. Now, this guy's probably going to be a first-round pick, but Lee Hunter,
Texas Tech,
inside defensive line. This is a first-round pick all day, every day. I don't know how high it's going to be, but this kid is going to be a first-round pick. He just absolutely stood out and just crushed people, and it looks like he's got some pass rush to him too, because in the run, I don't want to say Vita Vea, but this dude is just a monster in the middle, and he really stood out to me. Yeah. Another kid, offensive lineman from Georgia Tech, Keelan Rutledge. He was the most physical guy. I mean, I think actually there were some coaches telling him to kind of take it easy because he was playing well through the whistle and just wanting to beat the crap out of everybody.
Come on, talk about it. Yeah.
So Keelan Rutledge, probably interior offensive lineman from Georgia Tech. Our guy Ted Hurst, again, I'll toot my horn. That kid, he is going to, I think, get pushed up. He keeps making plays like that. He's going to be a guy. Derek Moore, the edge from Michigan. Crushing everybody that was in his way. I don't know if he's a first-round guy, but keep an eye on him.
He got the potential.
Now, this one kid, he didn't play much this year, but Colton Hood, the corner from Tennessee, he just looks like he's so smooth in coverage. Yep. He's right there. Great ball speed.
Golden jacket kid.
Got all. Of course he is. Got all the speed and whatever. So he just looks the part, and every time in one-on-ones just was in phase, right there with the ball. And he just looks like a dude. Now, again, this is just me from the couch. I would imagine if you're down on the field, it's so much different. But and then running backs, I always have a special running back. 2 years ago, it was Tyrone Tracy. Last year, it was Brashard Smith. Another one. This is like right up my alley. Former wide receiver, moves to running back, right? His name is Adam Randall from Clemson. Now, I'm sure everybody may have heard of him, may have seen him play, but Clemson's season kind of went to the crapper early. But he made the switch to go from a wide receiver to lead running back, ends up running for over 800 yards, like 5-6 yards a carry, still caught 36 passes and like 13 touchdowns. He's 6'2", 230, and he's got some speed, some long speed too. He's a track guy in high school. But that's a kid that looks like he's kind of in that mold of like Tracy, Brashard Smith, but he's bigger, like 230, right? Mm-hmm. So that's one to keep an eye on. I really didn't see much from him yesterday, but as I'm going down the Senior Bowl roster and kind of watching some of his stuff, and then watching him earlier this season because you're trying to see what Cade Klubnik was going to do. This kid really showed up. So Adam Randall from Clemson, keep an eye on him.
Man, Derek Moore, man, shocked me, man. His first get off when he knocked Buddy down, man. I said, God, that dude's vicious. I said, he's violent. I said, I like that, but like he's been holding his own. That's the guy I've been looking at, though, Lou. That's the guy that stood out to me. And I know John said about T.J. Parker from Clemson, like to talk about his long arms, his athletic ability, and his being off the edge. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's a clip of this man just mushing this guy.
That's a weird thing. You look at T.J. Parker and Peter Woods, both their 24 film much better than 25. So I don't know what was going on at Clemson that they just unraveled. That was supposed to be like a top 10 team, certainly a playoff team, and they underachieved big time. Man. And those two kids, I mean, they can solidify some things because I'm sure all the scouts watch the 24 tape, so it's there.
Right.
They, for some reason, didn't perform, but those two guys.
Yeah, TJ, what stood out to me with his long arms because the way he stretched out, man, the way he touched Buddy, man, come around that corner, that stood out to me. But my guy is Moore from Michigan, man. I say he's vital. Now, if he can continue to be consistent and continue to do that play, like come with that energy, yeah, man.
You can tell the guys.
The
guys that didn't play in the playoffs, they've been just kind of chilling for a few weeks.
Yeah, man.
It's like they got out of a cage and they were ready to go. So it'd be interesting to see today. The one team should be practicing right now. So I'll miss that. But
I agree with that, John.
It'll be interesting to see how they do on the second day if they're as active and as violent. I would imagine.
Yeah. They was excited to go the first week now, so we gonna see.
Yeah, but the person you hear about, I've seen everywhere. You know, the golden kid Zayon.
You hear
him everywhere. But the not just him or the playing on the field. Like
I don't even know why these other guys show up.
I'm talking about his vocal, his vocal on the field, how he barking at the offensive line. The kid is relentless. I think he'll be a great fit for the Kansas City Chiefs. If he does fall into the high second round, there'll be a great pick for him. But looking at everybody else,
I don't know why these guys didn't show up. Huh?
The kid for Florida State, D tackle. His name crossed, his
Florida.
name.
You're thinking, if it's a gold jacket, it's Caleb Banks.
Yeah,
he played I think he played like the last 3 games. He was injured, then he got nicked up again. I think he only played about 50 or 60 snaps the whole season. So that's another one that you kind of have to go back to last year's tape.
So why you so high on him though, with the gold jacket kid? So why you so high on this?
Caleb Banks, man. Caleb Banks, I feel like it's Chris Jones all over again. If you looking for a Chris Jones replacement, a clone of Chris Jones here, that's him right there in the making. 6'6", 6'7", maybe around there, 330. The kid is, relentless. And I can't get enough I can't wait to see what RMT do out there too. For Oklahoma, see what he does.
Thomas, I don't know that he's there this week.
Hopefully he was there.
I watched both practices. I mean, his name certainly would have come up. But how would you compare Banks and Omar Norman Lott? Because when you say kind of that replacement for Chris Jones, that's what I think. First thing I think of is they have a guy on the roster that should be that guy. I don't think Omar. I don't think I like parking lot, but I don't think he's like the person that's there to replace Chris Jones. Like I think he was there to help Chris Jones. Like he more of a I would say the same thing about Caleb. I mean, he would be that guy too, as long as Chris Jones is still there. But what I'm saying is, if just those two as a player, forget about the Chris Jones part, but just those two, how would you kind of compare them?
I would take size just matter, over with Banks. The size, the length of his arms, he's a little bigger. He's more of a Chris Jones stature. Parking lot, he's more of like a, Aaron Donald, that kind of frame, short, lower to the ground, fight up the middle. We see what he did with the Eagles game, when he was in there, he was causing havoc. But, if they could get Banks in on a rotation there as well, be deal. But Young, those two are my favorite pass rushers, RMT and Young. I know everybody got Ruben, everybody got, this person, Ruben Bain and all this. But them two guys, I feel like if you look at it like, okay, they're going to show it when it's all said and done. They're going to show what it's all about. And also the guy that Dre liked as well, that everybody gave him heat for at number 9. I feel like he probably the day one started in everybody else out of this draft. I know his age.
I think he's big as
he certainly has the maturity. He certainly has the maturity, right?
Yeah. I think to me, the whole thing, like what y'all stated, was the age. Everybody talking about why would you draft me 25 years old? Why not? I don't give a damn. My thing is this: it's not
that you're not going to draft him, Coach. It's not you. I don't know that you would take him as high as another guy if they're stacked close together. You would probably want to go with the younger dude, just because of what I was saying before.
That's what I'm saying. Like
now, Mesidor still, I mean, he's good. he may still go in the first round. He may go later in the first, or may go early in the second round. I mean, he still could be a great NFL player. But again, if you're thinking, of your team long term, that again, that second contract, he's going to be not an old guy, but anymore. I mean, that's the first thing. Guy hits free agency and they're 29 or 30, and teams are looking at him like side-eyed, like, no, we're not going to, we're not breaking the bank for this guy.
I got you. And y'all make a good point. From that part of it, I get that. But for me looking at him and Bane, and I see him getting off, and I seen Bane get off. I seen him and Bane get off. I love what this guy brings to any team. I love it because you plug him into a 4-3, he's going to get off. Like, he's going to get busy. Yeah. And then you put him with another edge rusher or another defensive tackle, like a stud, he's going to do damage. So that's why I picked him, because if you look at a lot of guys, we talk about Banks, we talking about parking lot guys like that. You really don't see superstar in the sense. You don't see that guy. You like
different positions now. Those guys play inside.
Yeah, because the interior defense, like I did some. I went back and took some notes. There's not a lot of guys coming out of this draft that's in the interior that's really stand out for real. You know what I'm saying? Because they're pretty good. They're not guys like, wow. The guy that I like is Grayson Halton from Oklahoma, right? That's one of my guys right there, man. That man got 22 hurries and 5 sacks, right? Now, it's hard because I seen this man's tape. Yeah. He's throwing guys around. I'm like, oh, God, I love that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, R. Mason Thomas takes advantage of that, right? That's why he gets all this.
See, now, Louis, they follow me. If the interior – and then Art Mason Thomas can get off.
I wanted to bring that up, because I think the argument was, when I was hyping up Bane, that, well, he plays with these other great linemen or Mesidor or whatever. Could it be that Mesidor is getting the advantage of playing with Ruben Bane on the other side?
I don't think so, because Mesidor been doing it since he was with his other school. He's been showing out at his other school.
I don't know. I mean,
he was. You got to look at the stats.
It's not a matter of stats. I mean, I've got like 3 pretty tight buddies that went to West Virginia. We go to games on a fairly regular basis. He was good, but not. I mean, this is way. I mean, he like is way overachieved. Now, what does that have to do with him again being physically stronger than all these kids that are maybe 4 years younger than him?
Right.
Or is he just a late bloomer?
It could be a late bloomer.
It's probably a little bit of both, quite frankly.
I think it's coaching. I think Taylor over there got them guys playing good ball over there.
Hall of Famer Taylor.
Jason Taylor got them guys playing good. But going back to Lou, what you just stated, I do believe he benefit. I believe both benefit off each other.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Because that's what I'm saying. If you're going to draft
giving Hense a hard time, because
I know you was.
He's trying to knock people down for playing with other good players.
Exactly.
R. Mason Thomas, I'm pretty sure they only play one defensive lineman when he's in the game. Everybody else is back in coverage, and he's like, there's like 4 offensive linemen. And he's just wrecking shop.
Hey, Lou, was he playing a 1-5-5? Was it 1-5-3? One down tackle. He played one defensive lineman. Everybody playing zone. Everybody was playing man. You know what I'm saying?
7 DBs, 3 linebackers, and then R. Mason Thomas. Right.
Well, this the guy I'm talking about. Look at it, Mizzou. Look, Mizzou. You're a young guy here doing them. I'll tell you, if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, you get young, you get a guy like this coming off the edge, swinging offensive lineman to the ground. Look, see, you got to hear him. I ain't gonna put the sound in, but he's talking and barking, talking stuff to the offensive lineman, slam him on the ground, doing what he need to do. Them are the guys I'm looking for, man, and that's what we've been kind of missing on this team, man. And let's look at this rep here. I'm trying to bring in y'all video too, but I was having trouble with it, but. Here's another rep of him. Look at that, the swing inside.
On all 4s. He's like a caged animal just coming out. Look at that. Just open the cage and boom.
That's what I'm talking about. Nasty shit. I love that burst, boy. I love that burst. But see, that's what I'm talking about, guys. With the Chiefs, who has that though? Like it's all about the get off. It's all about the get off. We got a good get off, man. Yeah,
right. They don't have, I guess, the classic edge rusher.
Nope.
I mean, I think typically what they've drafted is defensive ends that are a little bit bigger, tasked with, setting the edge first before anything. And again, now I'm not saying that, that's not important, but, I mean, in order to get to the passer, you have to have a little bit more athleticism.
You gotta have some, like the kids would say, "Little bag." You gotta have a bag. You know what I'm saying? Right. You gotta have a variety of moves.
So coming up now you look at your boy Ashton.
Yeah,
he seems to be cut from that. This is what we want in our edge rushers, kind of a bigger dude, maybe not as athletic, but high motor, can set the edge, and he'll get to the passer eventually. Yeah. Okay. Well, you can't have all that type of. You got to have some other guys that, maybe not quite Derek Thomas, but somebody like you that has that kind of frame, that kind of speed that can make those types of plays. Now, again, he may get beat up in the run game a little bit, but that's why you use them on third downs, on obvious passing downs, and that's why you do the rotation anyway. So. Yeah, the Chiefs don't have that classic edge rusher.
Look, here's the guy I'm looking at from ATM, from Texas A&M, Cassius Howell. Cassius Howell is a guy that I do like, besides my guy Massenor.
Yeah, I mean that's Cassius Howell. That's a first round player.
Cassius Howell, boy, I said now that's the guy. Now,
to me, I hope everybody, I'm not coming at this like I know all. I mean, this, in my opinion, I'm watching football for all these years or whatever. No, I'm not saying it to you. I'm just saying to the audience. I don't want to sound like this know-it-all, like I've been, working in scouting my whole life, but just based on my experience and what I've seen.
That's just research.
I think that guy is probably going to be a first-round pick.
Yeah, absolutely. And Crystal said, I'm gonna put her stuff on here real quick, gentlemen. They really need to put a real focus on the interior of the D line. Some real dog that can push. Yeah. That would truly help our edges. And what we just discussed about Grayson from Oklahoma, like in order for everybody else to eat, we need a force in the middle. We gotta have a force in the middle. You think Banks is?
Banks. Take him to the Banks. I would like it. Caleb Banks is, Zion Young, man. I think that would be. That's why I said they must go wide receiver or some weapon at 9, because there's a lot of pass rusher and D tackles. A lot of people not, like I've been saying for the longest is coming out this draft. He's going to show in the Senior Bowl is like, okay, this guy, that guy, this guy, Lou's guy, Dre's guy, my guy. It doesn't matter, It's going to be other guys out there that the Chiefs going to be picking high in to get in the draft. They can find in this draft. So, with that said,
so you're definitely in your eyes, you're definitely going offense. You prefer offense at 9
because it ain't that many offensive weapons in this draft. Would you agree with that, Lou?
It really depends on which way they want to go. And who that guy is, because I think if you take a receiver at 9, you want that. I think you want the bigger guy, not necessarily a classic X receiver, but a lot closer to the classic X receiver than the size of a Xavier Worthy. Now, I love Mekhi Lemon from USC. I think that would be a great pick. But again, now he's more of that smaller guy, but he's kind of a dog. So he's more like Amon-Ra to me. A little bit more over the top speed, I think, but that's the type of guy. And I wouldn't say like that's a bad pick if they take him. It's just now you look at the rest of the receiver room, it's just another kind of smaller wide receiver. So
unless
if Carnell Tate is your guy, I mean, do you pass on him? No. But if those guys are gone, I mean, if you see the top 3 receivers and the top 2 receivers go, and now all of a sudden you're sitting there, and one of those edge rushers pops up, I'm not going to force taking Mekhi Lemon because I feel that there's not, that many really good wide receivers.
Yeah.
Right. If I feel that edge rusher is going to come in and play and going to do some damage right away, let's go with it.
Let's go.
So I don't want to I don't want to lock into any position, any side of the ball. Just get the absolute most impactful guy, and let's do it.
I agree.
So with that said, before they even get in, and before we get into all that, let's talk about the free agency watch. I Nick threw this list together, but he's not on here. So you got Alan Pierce, from I think that's his name, from the Colts.
Alec Pierce.
I like him. I definitely like him, man.
So Cal Pitts, these guys are coming out. I know everybody's saying a wide receiver. This, but if they do get a guy of this stature and Alec Pierce, what would you say? Can he fit this game very well?
I think he can. I think he can, because if you look at the Chiefs, really don't have. If you look at Alec Pierce's stats, it trumps any receiver on the Chiefs roster this year. You know what I'm saying? My man had over 1,000 yards. Man, he averages 21.3 a catch. You know what I'm saying? And my man is solid, man. You know what I'm saying? That's something the Chiefs don't have.
It's outrageous numbers.
It's is
a smaller sample size, because it seemed they've kind of really brought him along, and this was really the first year he got as many snaps as he's gotten. Now, I don't know that, again, this is something that the scouts, the pro personnel people would have to figure out. Do they see him as like a number one? Because with the Colts, he was kind of the deep ball guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at his average per catch. I mean, most of the catches he's making are way downfield or, deep over routes. And I know he's a really good route runner. I don't know if he can be your number one receiver. Right. And then, the money, we can talk about that, whether this guy, fits or what. We have to assume that they're going to clear up some cap space and make a move in free agency. If they don't, then we know what the answer is, that they're not going to be there. Yeah. But because of the scarcity, at some of these positions at wide receiver, Alec automatically is going to make. He may get bigger than 15 to 20 million, quite honestly, because outside of George Pickens, which more than likely is going to get tagged, he would be the top free agent wide receiver.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, you've got Mike Evans, but he's at the end of his career. I think that would be more of a target for the Chiefs, because I think they probably did make some inquiries there, but he was at the end of the day, his when he spoke on the mic, it was pretty much like, hey, our family just loves it here in Tampa. We decided to stay here, and nothing has changed. So I'm guessing that he goes back with Tampa. Wan'Dale Robinson, another small receiver. We have that, so that's not really going to work.
That's what I'm saying. If you really look at
Debo is almost like a hybrid. I mean, he's more like a running back playing receiver. So there's really not a lot to choose from at wide receiver on free agency. Now, there might be some other younger guys, but nobody that you feel like can step right in and be the leader of the group. I think that's what they really need.
I think I get that, but they do need a big body guy that you can trust. And I believe when they get this guy, you got your two or your one, because of what he put up in Indianapolis when his number was called. Over 1,000, 20 some yards per catch. He's a guy that can stretch the field too. I like this guy, because that's something the Chiefs don't have at all. Because we see the inconsistency. Huh?
I say also he went to Travis Kelce's school. And he from he went to he went to Cincinnati as well. So
I love him. I just don't know, in terms, you're putting this wide receiver group together, and let's assume that it's Reshi, Xavier, potentially Tyquan Thornton. Right. I mean, that's kind of what we're thinking is going to be three guys that are on the team, or two that are on the team now under contract, one that isn't. But I think just because of the relationship or whatever, it's not going to cost a ton. I mean, he's not going to command a bunch of money in the open market, so that might be an easy kind of re-up for the Chiefs.
I think going
where would Alec fit into that? Because if Xavier at his best is doing kind of what you'd want him to be what Alec is.
There you go. You want him to be there.
Alec is a little bit bigger, but I think he's got maybe not the exact same speed, but Alec's got some wheels now. He does get over the top of NFL defenses, but they had you had Tyler Warren underneath. You had Michael Pittman Jr. So there wasn't a ton. I mean, it wasn't like Alec's getting double teamed every play.
Right.
Now, if he comes here and all of a sudden you elevate him.
Okay.
And one thing that I've always said, anybody that's watched this show, the biggest mistake that you can make in free agency, especially with wide receivers, is taking a number 2 receiver and expecting them to be a number 1.
You know what though, Lou? I'm a piggyback off that real quick. I remember Christian Kirk came from Arizona, and when he went to another team, he still produced almost the same amount of numbers, especially at his size. I think Alec Pierce, right? Alec Pierce. He can be a 1 or a 2, just depends on what scheme. I do believe that he can fit any scheme right now.
Yeah, I don't think that it's the scheme fit. I'm saying just within that group, what is he? What's his role going to be? And if you say this is the role he's going to have, what does that mean for these young guys that you drafted?
And that's where the coaching by itself got to figure that out. But I do feel like he do fit what the Kansas City Chiefs wants to do. But from your take on this, like, we don't know what they're going to do with him, but hopefully they put him in a position to where he can really show his talent. So, yeah,
I would wholeheartedly take him on. I've told you guys a million times. We had Alec on our show right before he got drafted. Smart kid. You did. Really humble. I mean, just comes from a great family. I think he's from Chicago, and just an amazing kid, really. And he's done nothing but what we expected him to do at Indianapolis. It took him a while to get rolling there, but once he did, so I'm guessing Indianapolis is going to try to bring him back.
Right.
But his market is going to be inflated because, again, there's not a ton of other big name wide receivers out there.
Brandon Ayuk. Other than Brandon Ayuk, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a whole different kettle of fish. I mean, that's more off-field stuff that you got to figure out.
Then the character of Ayuk, man, is bad. It just looked bad for him, man.
But other than that, man, for me, I'm locking in on Kyle Pitts, man. He's still young, coming off his rookie. He's coming off his rookie contract. You know what I mean? He's physical. He's fast. He can be your X. You don't have to be your tight end. He could be your X wide receiver. If the Chiefs can say we're looking for a guy to be an X that can block, that can get open, that can do all these things, maybe his position is not tight end, and maybe his position is an X receiver. Maybe he switch over into that role and be dominant with the new wide receiver.
I mean, you see how they move. How they've moved Travis around in the past. I don't think position won't really matter with him. Again, he's going to be at the top of that class. Another guy that we had was part of the same draft class. I don't know if he and Alec had the same agent, but Isaiah Likely from the Ravens, similar type player, in terms of stature, speed, the whole thing. That at his best is just shown to be like an unstoppable guy. He also has some, he's had some moments.
It's frustration. It's a frustration there
on the field, and so tight end David Njoku is also a big time tight end, free agent. He's solid. The Browns had brought in Harold Fannin Jr. And he played really well this past year, so they might not be looking to bring back Njoku. But they just hired Todd Monken, who came from Baltimore, and they like to play with multiple tight ends. So, there's a lot that goes into this. But as far as the guys that are set to be free agents right now, those I would think are the top 3 at tight end.
I think Walker from Seattle, man, that's the guy that I'm like, we talking about Breece Hall. And in Love, you get this guy Walker from Seattle. I think Seattle's probably gonna keep him. I think Seattle's probably gonna keep him because if he's a free agent, do the Chiefs attack that?
If he's out there, if he tests the market, I would imagine they'll make some inquiries. Now, Zach Charbonnet, his running mate there, tore his ACL in the playoffs. So there's a really good chance he doesn't play till late next year. That might force the Seahawks to say, hey, we got to bring this guy back. And if they do, maybe they just do it for like a year or two, whatever, and we'll see what his agent. I'm sure any agent is going to want to get 4-year deal,
right,
50 or 60 million. Be like near the top of the running back market, and I don't know that the Chiefs will give him that. But
I ain't gonna lie to you though, guys. I would take Likely over Pitts. I'll take Likely over Pitts.
Probably wouldn't cost as much.
It wouldn't. I'll take Likely over Pitts because the Pitts showed that he can't. When his number's called, he got it done. Remember, Bo, he was a gold pinky toe away from beating the Chiefs.
We on Wayne.
He was a gold pinky toe away.
He said F the Chiefs. So why do we want him?
Hey man, that's all I'm saying. But now Walker to me showed me a lot. I said, boy, if you're a free agent, I'm paying that man money.
Those two changes with all those zeros at the end of the check.
They said Brett Veach was spotted at the Senior Bowl talking to Xavier Young. I don't know what that's coming from. You know what I mean? I don't know where I just seen it out there. So hey.
So
everybody, some people in the chat, Brett Likely or the Pitts.
Brett is working this week, so he's exactly where he's supposed to be. Talking to a kid from Missouri on the field. Sure, why wouldn't he be?
I ain't gonna lie though, but
even helping him get into his stance. I'm told. So he's helping to get into his stance. So maybe they gotta own this kid.
You know what? I'm looking at Breece Hall numbers real quick though. Even though Breece Hall, he averaged maybe a yard more than Kareem Hunt and whatnot, which is fine. I think he had 4 touchdowns because he was kind of inconsistent. He had a little injuries and whatnot. I'm like, do y'all really? If you're looking at his body of work and what he's dealing with his body and his inconsistency sometimes, would y'all take him over Walker, or would I still go with Breece?
You already know me. I always said Walker. I've been sitting in if I had to choose a running back, it'll be Walker. I like Bruce. I like him too, man. He's from my school, so I like to love him. You know what I mean? I love the guy.
You also have to factor in the teams that they're playing on, right? And I don't know that you want to use Kareem Hunt's yards per carry average to compare to anyone really. Unless the fact that you're saying, hey, he only averaged a yard more than Kareem Hunt, which I think that's where you were going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A yard more. So
I think I think you got to take with a grain of salt these young kids that are playing with the Jets and what exactly that entails, and just the clown show that seems to be and has been. So if you liked him coming out, if you still see the athletic ability, the burst, the speed, all the things that you liked before, you certainly would consider him, in a free agent type situation. But again, it's all going to come down to the Bucks, right? I mean,
it's going to come down to the money.
Both those guys are in a position where they might be. And Travis Etienne, I mean, they can certainly command at least $10 million a year, maybe more.
Yeah. I was arguing with the German fan base with the Kingdom on Instagram yesterday. We was going back and forth, a couple of guys and another guy. And he was like, nobody want Love. So you somebody taking Love at number 9. And I was like, so he's like, we might as well, we ain't going to pay him that 5th-year option. The 5th-year option is going to be too much. I said, so he's like, we need Breece Hall. We need Hall. I said, so if you need Hall, then he going to be asking for a 4-year deal. Yeah. Little money. So you're going to have to take on that salary too. So you might as well get a guy that you're going to have on a rookie deal, that you're going to control that deal. Yeah. But he's like, Hall is ready. I was like, well, Love showed that he's ready as well. So if the Chiefs, do you see the Chiefs actually giving a running back that type of money? Like,
it doesn't look like that's been their philosophy to this point. Now, I don't know how much they're, they might be shifting a little bit of that philosophy. Right. I think in a perfect world, you'd get, one of these free agent running backs. I don't want to, Nick talks about these hometown discount. Nobody's taking a hometown or just a discount
FAU
for the privilege of playing with the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think that's a thing. So because if you do that, if you get one of those guys, now you don't have to spend the number 9 pick overall on a running back, especially if Jeremiah Love is there, right? So now you can kind of, it's kind of a 2-for-1 thing. You can try to fill 2 holes instead of just one, not comparing the salary at whatever the 5th-year option is for Jeremiah Love to Breece Hall. It's just, okay, I can get a running back for 3 years, this many dollars, but then I can also lock up either an edge rusher or a wide receiver in a rookie deal for 4 years, and then we'll figure it out based on, how well they perform. But best case scenario, you'd want to get the 2-for-1 deal.
It seems like going to free agency, Chiefs gonna have to spend some money. If not, they just gonna say to hell with it.
Right. Everybody overpays in free agency.
That's what I'm saying. So you gotta pick somebody that you be like, you know what? I know it's a guarantee he's gonna come on this team and impact. Like I love Walker, man. The dude's, I said, God damn, this boy is sweet. I said, damn, he's good, bro. I said, shit, bro.
That's my guys.
Yeah, he came on at the
man. I don't know.
He came on at the end of the year. I mean, if you just look at his entire career, it's been very inconsistent. He's been great. He's had some injuries, not performing, but it just seemed like coming into the playoffs, he just kind of flipped a switch. And when Charbonnet gets hurt, now he is the dude
in Seattle. Yeah.
You saw the performance level jump up too. So maybe that's what he's thinking too, is, hey, if I'm the lead dog, if I'm that guy, I'm going to be able to have those opportunities. You're not coming in for 2 or 1 series, then you're out.
It's probably what it is too.
2 carries here, 3 carries, and then you're out.
Sort of thing. It kind of reminds me of Jamal Lewis and Breece Hall. You know what I'm saying? We know what Jamal Lewis was, the guy in Baltimore. Breece Hall was the dog too. So it was like when Breece left, we seen Breece Hall was. So yeah, I'm getting the Walker feelings. I'm like, let that man go on the other side and get his opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm going to spend money, it's on Alec Pierce. And I love that guy.
There's one guy there was rumored to be traded, on the defensive side of things for Seattle. The pass rusher. Keep on. Name slipped my mind. But
Mafe.
Yeah, Mafe.
Apparently, there was report. I don't know if they were reports or just rumors being floated that the Chiefs were interested in him at the trade deadline, and the Seahawks, I think, smartly decided to keep him.
So he's going to be a free agent this year. Do you think he stays in Seattle, or you think if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, do they revisit, circle that wagon and come back to him?
Again, I'm looking at some of these edge players. He's probably, in terms of age, maybe the better deal, because you got Trey Hendrickson, Khalil Mack, guys a little bit later in their careers. Jalen Phillips, I mean, the Eagles traded for him, but I don't think they extended him. So he is set to be a free agent. Now they may re-up him here in the next couple of weeks and it'll be moot. But at this point, his contract is set to expire. But Mafe, in terms of a young guy, he would probably be a very good value, because this is his, he's only 4 years into his career.
Yeah, valuable. See, valuable. I don't like valuable. Valuable to me don't win games for me, man. I need somebody gonna go out there where I know is gonna make a difference, man.
All right, that's the guy that I use on Madden to chase people quarterbacks down. He's the guy I like, man. And you got his speed. He's fast as heck. Well, Madden, his speed is like a 92, I think. But other than that, man, I think the kid is a great a player and will be something that he reminds me of the guy that Chiefs already traded for. What was his name? They didn't even get to use him from New England.
Josh Uche. Yeah, that was, again, there's been a couple of cases here where the Chiefs have brought people in, and for some reason or another, they get stuck on the bench. And it just now it's one thing if you just pluck somebody off, they're free agent, something happened and they got cut. They gave up not only a ton, but they gave up a draft pick to get Uche, and he played like 3 snaps, it felt like, the whole time. And it's just been weird with certain players. I don't know if it's the coaching staff or what's happening with that. But yeah, I hear you. I mean,
he's a good rotational guy. He can be, but we don't need that. We need guys.
But I think Mafe at his age and his ability, I think that would be an upgrade to what they currently have.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
And that also would give you some flexibility when it comes draft time. If you've already, got a young guy that's going to come in and has played in the league, as you've seen successful NFL snaps, you're not really, projecting anything. You kind of have an idea what he's going to be. So,
and one last name that's not getting thrown out there, Jameson. A quarterback. What Patrick Mahomes ain't fully ready to go. What you going to do there? What you actually going to do there? Are you going to, there's some guys out there. I know he mentioned that he wanted to play for Andy Reid. So would they pull that trigger, or would the Giants give him a contract and let him be their backup? It depends on what Jim Harbaugh wants.
Be interesting with the regime change, how that goes. I think the players love him, and you can see they will play their asses off for him. Now, obviously, Jackson Dart is the starter there. We'll see. I mean, Shane, he brought him in, he signed him. So if Jameis wants to remain a backup, and that's probably is going to be his best route wherever he ends up, I would imagine that would be his first choice, is to stay there. But if you're asking if he's available, would the Chiefs consider it? Probably. I mean, you got Minshew got injured at the end of the year. Patrick got injured at the end of the year. I think we kind of know what Oladokin is, and maybe what his ceiling is, or what the floor, where that's at. I don't think they can rely on him to win games if either of those guys are not playing, but they would certainly have to consider somebody like Jameis, or I keep saying Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, if he became available from the Rams, somebody like that he's won games in the league before, he's a pretty smart kid. He's going to be able to run your offense. Now, is he going to be the long-term starter? Absolutely not.
Jameis Winston, just a fun quarterback, a fun backup that rallies guys, and just fun guy to be around. Like, he's going to throw you in, throw you out. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what it is with him.
All right, got a new guy in here. Go ahead, Luke.
So what do we got? Kuntz Perhan. I can't say that. I don't know if it's 2 words or 3. But Kurt, thanks for jumping in. Hope you subscribe. But the only free agent that looks right is Kyle Pitts. It would be a good contract and an awesome addition for Mahomes across from Kelsey. You'll get no arguments from me in terms of the player and the talent. But again, this would be if they're going to make a big spend in free agency, it's probably just going to be one player.
Yep.
And if they decide that the running backs aren't worth it, and they really want to look to a long-term solution at tight end, and they don't feel that Wiley's got the upside or Brenningstool's got the upside, and maybe Travis walks away, and that kind of, they save a little money in the tight end room, maybe that would be something that they do. It'll
be a dream come true for me.
I would certainly welcome it. That's a big impact player on offense, and that's kind of what we're looking for. So yeah,
if that happens and they get love, I'm like, Hense, what did you do? It's like the golden genius watching over them. So
then you'll be bitching when one of them is getting the ball more than the other, and why? What are we doing? But why do we keep running the ball? Pitts out there.
Listen.
He's open on every play. I watched the all 22. Look at this. He's wide open.
Hit on the nail. He was like, we got Pitts. Why is he even on the team? Why is he on the team? We got him. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Love's having
a hell of a
year,
like
a McCaffrey type impact on the Chiefs, and like, damn it, why aren't they throwing Pitts the ball?
Throw the ball, he open. I watched the all 22 film,
damn
and
right,
he was open.
He is open all.
I swear, y'all. If Hense is about to make him a shirt and just say all 22, just put all 22 in your shirt, bro. I'm telling you, but honestly though, I like Likely again. I like Likely or Alec Pierce. Those are my guys coming out of free agency. The Chiefs get those two guys, I'll be cool.
I don't see them getting that type of contract though.
Yeah, they definitely won't get two of those guys. I mean, one
I think
would be like kind of the limit, because again, they're going to have to overspend, and it's going to be a significant deal because, you can't get away with short change in any of those guys. You're not going to get a 2-year deal with them, because somebody out there is going to offer them 4 years and maybe not quite top of market, because I think with Trey McBride, I think right now is the top of the tight end market.
Got to rub that ass, man.
Pitts is going to be Pitts is going to ask for and probably get pretty close to that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the Chiefs are going to go that high.
It's just, man, likely to me might be the cheaper.
Yeah,
guy.
that would be
maybe the cheaper guy, but he's productive.
That's the better value to me, is that he's not going to command top of market, but his ceiling is still, to me, we haven't hit it yet.
Nope.
Because because they've got Andrews there, they've got Charlie Kolar. I mean, he's gonna
be in New York. He's gonna be in New York. That's where he's going. He's going to New York with his coach. That's why I can see that happening.
Could. I mean, maybe he doesn't like Harbaugh. Maybe he was one of the guys that didn't like Harbaugh.
I agree with you, Dan. If you can't beat the Chiefs, join them. Hey, maybe keep both feet in.
Hey, man, if that check is right,
all 11 people beat Chiefs. All 11 teams beat the Chiefs this year.
If that check is right,
no worries. It don't give a damn.
Bygones be bygones.
Hey, we're best friends. My money good. We're best friends. I don't give a damn.
Yeah,
there it is. Yeah, man.
The hell with Lamar. I got Patrick.
The fuck Lamar. Excuse my language. Shit. Hey, we here with Pat. I got a fresh start. Good money. Hey, I'm all Pat, man. Yeah, man.
So with that said, guys, we want to thank you guys for joining in. Thank you guys for timing in with us. If you watch the press conference, Nick put out some quotes about EB.
We're gonna make sure that we get belt to ass back in the kingdom. We're going to make sure. Mark my words. That will be a quote.
Hey, we got to mark that quick, guys. Belt to ass. Man, we got to go ahead and put that on the t-shirt fast.
So with that said, guys, we'll see you Friday with Factor Cap.
Yes, sir. Keep an eye on that Senior Bowl. There's plenty of good prospects there. Pick out your favorites if you want to, message us either on X or during the Friday show. Go ahead and pump those out there, and we'll get them.
When is the game on for the Senior Bowl?
Saturday, 2:30 Eastern time. So practices today, practices on Thursday. They don't do much on Friday. I don't think they even televise it, but they'll probably have like some reports from there. But today's practices, tomorrow's practices will be pretty good.
They said Njoku. John said Njoku's a free agent, man. Hey, he's good. He's solid too. But
that's what I said. Those are the three. I mean, in terms of young guys that you would feel comfortable paying, Pitts and Njoku likely. Yeah.
So with that side, guys, we'll see you guys Friday. And excuse it for our sound.
Peace. And hey, you're gonna get.
Go ahead and say it again.
Yes.
What you say?
Are we gonna get some music?
Hope so.
Come on, strike up the band, Hensley.
There it goes.
Blitz Podcast, where the real fans unite. Every touchdown score, we ignite the night. From tailgate chatter to post-game debate, we love our Chiefs, yeah, it's never too late.